cryptocurrency market just went up 8% for the day. So what is happening? It's the executive order from the White House. Now, when you go through this one, you're gonna get a lot more new info, which I've actually tried to take piece by piece so that you know what we are going through and what is written in that article, and not just what's in that article, but how it highlights with something which happened in the past. Because not once, it has many structures inside this which kind of points towards what happened before. So when you read through this, you kind of get, okay, that's not speculation, that's not hype, it's the reality. So when you read through this, it's really important to take note of some of the important stuff. Now those are really important because, say for example, take this one. It is showing you technology driven financial innovation is frequently cross-border and therefore requires international cooperation among public authorities. So understand this. US is not going to say this is a security when all other nations are saying this is not, because they are talking about the G7, they are talking about the G20, working with them for cross-border payment structure. In this new infrastructure, they are going to come up with something which is really going to be amazing. Now, the critical point here is people do ask a lot of questions and majority are kind of answered in this one. Just it's a lot of information to go through, but don't worry, we went through that, so you don't have to dig through to find what's special inside this, right? So let's dig in deep through this and understand what's coming ahead, because this is now the reality. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Now just jump in, right? Don't waste our time. So yes, this executive order shows that the market is stable, meaning it's not going heavy, it's not going to be banned as many were saying. This was going to be negative, but this right now is positive. Understand this, they were talking clearly about this. They are all focused on energy demand, climate change throughout this order. You can see the touch on financial inclusion, energy demand, climate change and all. And they also highlight this. Back in 2016, we were like 14 billion market, and right now we went up to $3 trillion. So they are not completely neglecting this market. They are completely focused on this one. At least that's what they're saying. Now, when they highlight this, you need to understand they are looking at a lot of different stuff in which they are repeatedly highlighting the financial stability, financial inclusion, energy demand and climate change. So as you move further, now you can literally read through the entire stuff, but we are going through the important factors, which I think is really important. So here, United States has an interest in responsible financial innovation, expanding access to safe and affordable financial services, and reducing the cost of domestic and cross-border fund transfers and payments. So I also got some screenshots from a lot of different viewers and members asking, do you think this narrative is playing like this guy is saying? Now I'm like, okay, that's not my opinion, that's a different human being, so you'll have a different opinion. But what do I think? Do you really think XRP is going to be the central bank digital currency of US? No. Now I'll give my reason why I don't think so. From the same order, a lot of times it has kind of, at least for me, it has clearly written that it's going to be digital dollar itself, but XRP is going to play a major role in what they are highlighting here. So as we continue, they showcase this financial inclusion, equity, climate change, pollution again and again. Now, why am I highlighting this? Because at the starting point, you get all of this and then you go to the end of this particular order and you get something more. So here it also gives you that narrative. Say, financial services reducing the cost of domestic and cross-border fund transfer and payments, including through the continued modernization of public payment system. So they definitely are looking at modernizing the public payment infrastructure. So that is one to keep in mind as we go forward. Now, one of the steps which you need to understand is when they repeatedly highlight the financial inclusion, climate change, pollution. Go back to this in Ripple Insights and you'll understand that, right? XRP Ledger is one of those green sustainable project. You can literally get that. XRP was designed with sustainability in mind. It is an inherently green currency. So, you get all these stuff, and now one of this is like, okay, you are getting this from Ripple Insight, and then you go to the White House executive order from the president and you get the same stuff there. What is it? Look at this. Energy requirement for proof of work and mining. You come down, it shows again here, no unsustainable mining practices. It's not like I'm making this up. It's here in the Ripple Insights. And when you go into the executive order, it's also highlighting the same. What does that actually mean? It's going to be fun from here for those who understood this asset and invested early on. Because right now, we know that the market is not giving the level playing field. The same word has been used in this one too. We are going through that. So here, the same business, same risk, and same rules. That's the principle, main principle. So when we say, XRP is similar to Ether, we don't have clarity. And on the other side, Joseph Lubin come out and highlight, Ether is kind of that solution for cross-border payments, blah, blah, blah. It's somewhat similar to XRP. Then we don't have clarity. They do. So that is going to be applied here. Either they are also security, which I think is not going to happen because of the adoption, expansion, and everything which happened in between. So that means we are going to get that clarity. That XRP is not a security, which kind of enables that option for this coming future. Now, as we go forward, this one, digital assets may pose significant, all those stuff, they come out through the money laundering, financial risk, all those, and you go and understand that yes, AML, CFT, all of those are really important, but you go look at RippleNet and how it uses XRP Ledger, Interledger Protocol, that is completely regulated. It's ISO 20022 certified, not the XRP Ledger, but the RippleNet. But the way RippleNet uses XRP Ledger gives you that ability of interoperability. And that's again the highlight here. Interoperability with different digital platforms. Now, that interoperability can be with a government ledger, which is a CBDC ledger, say yen, yuan, dollar, euro, like that, or any private platforms, right? So the interoperability discussed here is with the legacy architecture and international payment systems. So in international payments, you're not moving dollar to dollar. You're moving dollar to euro, dollar to yen, yuan, and all those different currencies. So you need a bridge asset to move through that. Now that's my speculation point, but we're going back into the reality in this one, right? So they are talking through that and continued the United States leadership in global financial system. Now that's not speculation. Why? Because read this again, you kind of get the highlight. They are pointing towards the central role that the United States dollar and United States financial institutions play. That means they want to keep this dominance as it is. So when they come out with a new payment architecture, they are not going to give this to a neutral asset. So I don't actually think like XRP is going to be the central bank digital currency, but I definitely do believe that they are highlighting the main role of United States dollar in this narrative, right? But at the bottom, it's a global financial system. So to be on that, they are going to be on the Interledger protocol, and that's what I completely believe. And as you go through, you are going to see this. They were literally talking about all those different standards, regulatory clarity, and how this is going to be adopted. And right now, you go look at the past, and you're like, okay, SEC has made an announcement back in the day where they are not actually even asking the permission of Ripple. They're going to run a validator node in XRP Ledger. Now, they have done the same announcement for Bitcoin, Ether, and then XRP. So that's like, okay, with those three, you know which one is the green, which one is scalable, which one is, providing that low cost cross-border transaction. All those stuff regulated, fully regulated. Next, we must promote the access of safe and affordable financial services. Okay, the highlight here is many Americans are underbanked. Now, we knew this narrative before. We've talked about this for a long time through the IMF report, through the World Economic Forum report, through the UN reports, and then Ripple Insights. So I'm like, okay, Ripple came out first showing this. Now all these supranational institutions and then central governments are coming on the same line. So the ducks are lining, right? Now read through, including by making investments, domestic and cross-border fund transfers and payments cheaper, faster, safer. These words is kind of, rhyming what Brad Garlinghouse or the Ripple executives have been highlighting all over the stage. Now understand, they are also in the Faster Payment Council of US. So they do have an impact, unlike many other projects. So now the United States also has an interest in ensuring the benefit of financial innovation. So they are saying they are going for a better project. When people say Bitcoin is going to be the reserve currency, I'm like, okay, yeah, you do have 21 million supply there, but look at the time taken for the transaction, the cost aligned for that. And think, what if that mining has to still continue and just one country like US is big country like US is going to adopt it? What will happen? Why? I don't think it's going to happen. Look at the bottom. And reduces the negative climate impact and environmental pollution as may result from some cryptocurrency mining. So guys, this is not something we are just talking through. This is something really important we are learning through. So if you are in those coins, you understand what's happening, because we just went through the Ripple insights and what they are talking about here. You can clearly read this. Proof of work, mining, energy intensive, and they are kind of the killer of the sustainable environments. So you can now come back to the same report and it highlights as the same as many results from some cryptocurrency mining. So that thought process of making that as a reserve currency, boom, that's gone. Now you move further and this order allows people to come together. Now who are those? They are from different agencies, including the SEC. It's highlighting Securities and Exchange Commission, but at least from last 2-3 years they are kind of working like they are trying to stop the Ethereum's competition. So yeah, that narrative can still be there. Now when you look at this and look at the entire narrative, it's for a new payment structure. It's for the CBDC, especially central bank digital currency, but they are going to be working on it to still keep dollar dominance and still operate cross-border with other world leaders. G7, G20 would be the first, and then they will move from there. But keep this in mind, when SEC can come out and say, okay, this is a security, all the others, including CFTC, would say no. Because you look at the bottom, you have the OCC, which is, Brian Brooks was previously there, and he has made a lot of changes, and you do understand that still is there. And then the CFTC and FSB, all of this comes out to play, and you get this idea. Sovereign money is at the core of a well-functioning system, so they are not going to ditch the dollar for XRP, but this is from the president, right? So he suggests my administration places the highest urgency on research and development, efforts into potential design of deployment options for the United States CBDC. How would it look like? Would it be just XRP running on XRP ledger used by United States government? No, I don't think so. But it would be like this, because even Ripple, the company, highlights this. How does someone use this? You can, now there is a parallel XRP ledger kind of stuff where central banks have their privacy too. Great, but how is it used? Euro, dollar, XRP in this example. So dollar comes in, goes through XRP, goes to euro. So that's how they are going to build this structure, because that's the only area which, they are kind of giving you multi-country conversions, pilot projects, all these has happened previously. You look at the pilot project by Central Bank of UK and Ripple. At the bottom, you understand that when it's required, this is a successful project. You can go to the Central Bank of UK website and you get that. Now you go through at the bottom and read this. Democratic values, including privacy protection. Yes, Ripple has came out with a different layer which is connected to the XRP ledger for the central banks. And then the transparency, connectivity, platform, architecture, interoperability, transferability, everything, you name it, you get it there. Now we are continuing. A United States CBDC that is interoperable with CBDCs issued by other monetary authorities so across the globe, and lower cost payment, right? Cross-border payments with lower cost potentially boost the economic growth, opportunities, blah, 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 blah. But at the bottom, they highlight that the dollar plays in global finance. So they need to protect the unique role, which is like they are trying to keep dollar still as a reserve currency with a new architecture and make it interoperable so it's easy to use. So that means, yes, Interledger Protocol is going to be the base layer. Now that's my speculation because they don't have much other options. They can look at Overledger, but Europe is already on that one and they really don't want to put that. US never goes with that. But then you continue when you have a US based solution. Why would you go for another one, right? Based on the potential United States CBDC designs, these are the key impacts. So here, yes, they are talking about how it's going to be designed. And here they are giving you the key idea that this is the important points for them. Right. So read. 1. Potential implications a United States CBDC might have on financial inclusion. So you got that narrative a lot of time, right? Then potential relationship between CBDC and private sector administrated digital assets. So we have seen this narrative before, how Interledger Protocol can be connected to XRP Ledger and other central bank ledgers with all these new other projects. Because you can focus on smart contract, you can focus on NFT, you can focus on any other stuff, but everything ends in value exchange. Everything ends in a payment. So that's why you have a payment solution like this one. Now, next one, the future of sovereign and privately produced money globally and implications for our financial system and democracy. So yes, they are looking at everything together to stabilize this and to hold on to that narrative of dollar dominance. And the day we are going to look at next one, if they don't delay, most likely is going to be 6 months. In that 6 months, we are going to see whether we are going to get legislative changes. So SEC would be like, okay, if we say this is going to be a security and announce that and try to do and pursue that one, on the other end, for the payments, for the betterment of the payment system and for cost efficiency, they may use XRP in one way or the other because other nations are already using that. So with all these statements, you get to that, right? So in that 180 days, what's going to happen? FTC, SEC, CFPB, all these institutions are going to come together, work and give them the idea which is also in line with the international rules right now. So they can't actually go against them because they are on this. Now, they should also consider different types of digital asset, right? That's why they were highlighting mining, sustainability, payments, different type of assets. You have payment asset, you have assets which are just running on the network but not for the payment, just for meme coins like that. So you get that perspective there. Then you come, the action plan shall completely address this, and we go out and we see that how this technology is creating the opportunity. Especially RippleNet is already regulated, completely regulated, because they've been working with almost all the regulators from the beginning. Now this is kind of the highlight along with the last one where we called same business, same rules. So here is the next one. Technology driven financial innovation is frequently cross-border. Now keep this in mind, and therefore requires international cooperation among public authorities. So again, it's being reiterated that they are not going to go against what is already there in other countries. This cooperation is critical to maintaining high regulatory standard and a level playing field. Do you get these words? It's not words in a presidential executive order are chosen with proper care. And you are getting all these words which are coming from Ripple Insights. They're talking about this from a long time. So the impact of that particular company and that technology which is being operated there is still there. Now, the G20, the roadmap, you talk about all those financial stability boards, CBDC designs, stable coins and all of the stuff. And this is the next point which I want to touch on, because I've heard or at least seen some screenshots where my members were highlighting, okay, do you think XRP is going to be a stable coin? Now, at least in this particular order, I don't get that touch. What I get is G7, G20, all the regulators across the globe are going to be on the same level. They're all going to make a level playing field. And US is going to try and keep the financial dominance from US. So yes, there is a possibility that they may move on to XRP, meaning the ILP, and connect XRP ledger for the bridging aspect and try to use that for their benefit, meaning to keep their term. Now, in that term, XRP is designed as an appreciating asset. I don't know how you can call it a stable coin, because here they are talking about, either it should be based on a currency, asset, blah, 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 which it is not. And then the supply should be maintained algorithmically to control the value, which is hard, because understand what is XRP ledger, how it works, then you know what I'm talking about. You have transactions which will reduce your supply. That's the burn rate. So you have the dynamics where the supply is being drained at one corner, and you have a supply coming in through the escrow. Great. Now they are putting it back, so that supply just went back. Then the demand, people buying this, say you, me, and others who are having it on exchanges, ledgers, so those are non-circulating supply. But you need the circulating supply to push this liquidity to do those transfers. So I don't think it's going to be the stable coin based on what you can read here. So the entire report here gives you this idea clearly. Level playing field, and that's, just in one side of this. On the other end, as we just read here, read this again and again, because that's going to give you that idea of same business, same risk, same rule. That's the level playing field. So it's for what? Traditional market, infrastructures, financial firms, everything. So the new and the unique uses and functions that digital assets can facilitate is going to create opportunities, and it is creating opportunities. We know that. So financial inclusion, climate change, and pollution are going to be the key aspects of this war. But understand, as you look at the price, yes, the market do digest this kind of properly, and they are like, okay, fine, we just saw the market going up, and that's great. Now, at the same time, there are other stuffs too. The highlight of privacy and privacy coins, kind of pushed the privacy coins a lot up yesterday, and you can see the market is still balancing. All of them are moving higher, not just the privacy coins right now. Yes, they moved higher. Now you have that narrative there. It's all great. It's all cool. Now they're kind of volatile. They are moving up, down. That's just profit taking, because the trend is changing. You have the double bottom scenario playing out, where the MACD is about to cross to the upside, where the price is about to break this higher, and the RSI is supportive. Then you go look at the Bitcoin. Yes, we get this narrative if we are going higher by the break of 45k. If we are able to break 45, then close above that, yes, we are going to continue from there to the upside. If not, look at this. We came from the top to this level, so the momentum was to this side. And then what's happening? Right now, we are in this consolidation. So if we don't break here and get rejected, we're going to come down. We're going to retest this. I know when the market turns bullish, saying this can be feeling like, okay, what's that narrative about? Isn't that stupid? No, that can still be a case if we are getting rejected at 45. So keep that in mind and don't go completely bullish by selling your house, doing all those and putting money here, because this is the most volatile asset where you can be. So don't make mistakes. Yes, if you have been doing that when the market was here, you were lucky enough and you made a lot of money. That's fine. You're still in green, good compared to where you started. But don't do that mistake again, because here you are getting a lot of different assets which are pumping, dumping, doing all those crazy stuff. So if you want to get updates like these on individual coins, which we do usually, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. And guys, if you received value for your time, please do hit that like button. I don't see a lot of likes popping up. Maybe it's not because of the video, but if you like the video, that's supporting the channel. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.